now we will broadcast for you the news in English on Radio Free Syria.
Welcome to our news hour from Radio Free Syria. I am Marwan Kadra and I will be with you during this news hour. We will start with the headlines. The local coordination committees in Syria. The number of martyrs in Syria has risen up to 99 until the moment, including 6 children, 8 women and 3 under torture. 30 martyrs in Damascus and its suburbs, 23 martyrs in Aleppo, mostly in the shelling with Scud missiles on the neighborhood of Jabal Badro, 12 martyrs in Idlib, 10 martyrs in Homs, 8 martyrs in Dar'a, 7 marches in Hama and a marches in Al-Raqqa. We will start this news hour from Damascus and its suburbs. The Assad warplanes have shelled the southern ring road as the security forces have closed the way between Damascus and the center of the capital. Heavy gunfire have been heard in the neighborhood of Berza as heavy battles took place between the Free Syrian Army and the Assad forces near to Yarmouk refugee camp. Heavy battles also in Jobar neighborhood. Moving to the countryside of Damascus, as a civilian was killed due to a car explosion in the village of Khan el-Sheikh. Heavy battles between the Assad forces and the Free Syrian Army in the cities of Mu'addamit al-Sham and Daraya, as the Assad forces have shelled the cities with rocket launchers. Also heavy bombardments on Zabadani, as the Assad forces have used heavy artillery there. Moving to the provinces of Idlib and Aleppo, more than 15 people have been killed in the neighborhood of Jabal Badro as a Scud missile have been dropped on the neighborhood, along with mortar and heavy gunfire that have been heard in the same neighborhood. Until now, the people are trying to pull bodies from under the rubble. Meanwhile, heavy shelling on Al-Miyassar in the southern area of Aleppo as heavy battles continues in Tel Aran and Al-Sfeira in Aleppo's countryside. Moving to Idlib, heavy shelling from warplanes on the village of Al-Tama'ana in the countryside of Ma'arrid and Nu'man. Moving to Homs, heavy bombardments from the military base in Homs on the city of Talbisa using mortars, which resulted in many injuries. Moreover, heavy bombardments on the neighborhoods of Al-Shammas and the city of Al-Rastan using heavy artillery and tanks. In the province of Hama, the Assad warplanes have dropped cluster bombs on Kafrin Buda, which resulted in many marches as others have been injured. Also, Qal'at al-Madiq have been under heavy shelling as the Assad forces have used warplanes to shell the area. Moving to the provinces of Deir ez-Zor and Al-Raqqa, heavy shelling using tanks on the neighborhood of Al-Huwaiqa, which resulted in several injuries in the city of Deir ez-Zor. Heavy bombardments also on the train station of Deir ez-Zor as the Assad forces have arrested several students from Al Jazeera University in the same city. In Al-Raqqa, heavy shelling on the village of Al-Sura, which resulted in several injuries among the civilians. In the village of Al-Araida in Lebanon, the people have put a tent on the highway between Syria and Lebanon as they condemn the attack of the Assad forces on their village. They demand the protection of the Lebanese army as they consider themselves as Lebanese and not Syrian. General news now. According to the Wall Street Journal, European countries decided to roll over their broad arms embargo on Syria for another 3 months on Monday, making away from any push to provide weapons and military equipment to group fighting President Bashar al-Assad's regime. Still, the European Union agreed to keep the embargo under review and gave the go-ahead to amendments to the arms ban that could allow a broader range of assistance to reach the Syrian opposition over time. The arms embargo was due to expire on March the 1st. Monday's decision follows several months of debate in Brussels about whether to put greater pressure on the Assad regime by more directly supporting the opposition. British Foreign Secretary William Hague said Monday that the UK had hoped for more sweeping changes to allow more equipment to flow to the Syrian rebels. He said there is a very wide range of views on this among the nations of the European Union. Mr. Hague said also, we would have gone further than this. Many nations would have made no amendments at all, so this is a compromise. Mr. Hague said the agreement establishes the principle that the embargo could be relaxed if the situation in Syria doesn't improve. It is important because it shows that we can change the arms embargo, and the worse the situation becomes, the more we can change it, Mr. Haig said. It will be reviewed again in the 3 months. Its establishment an extremely important precedent. French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius said the change means that technical assistance and the protection of civilians can be made easier. This was it for today. Thank you very much for listening. I am Marwan Kadra. Along with me, Executive Manager Islam Al-Idilbi. Please follow us on freesyriaradio.webs.com. You can also reach us through Skype on Syrian Free 42. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Right now, we will broadcast for you the news in English on Radio Free Syria.